So in the 1980s, I was learning how to discern the voice of God and follow the leading of the Spirit into my own destiny. God did a very strange thing for me. He asked me to go to the Library of Congress, and he led me to read books about the first contact between whites and natives in the West. But the more I read the books that he was leading me to, the more I could hardly believe what I was reading. Because what I saw from tribal histories, anthropological studies, trapper letters, and all kinds of historical evidence was that there was a rash of visions and prophecies that were coming to the native tribes of the Columbia Plateau. So this is Pacific Northwest, west of the Rockies. A whole bunch of prophecies and visions coming to main leaders of those tribes, all of them about Jesus, and all of them completely forgotten, until I uncovered them in my trip to the Library of Congress. Let me give you an example. I read a book by Harry Holbert Turney High called Flatheads of Montana, in which I learned about the great leader Shining Shirt. Nobody's ever heard these days about Shining Shirt. God showed him some things, and one of the things that God showed him was the cross. And so the Flathead tribe, and maybe the Kalispels, would learn the power of the cross as a protection in preparation for some people that were described as black robes. People would come wearing black robes and would tell them the meaning of the cross. And then you go to the west of there, you come upon the Spokans and a prophet of theirs. This prophet received a prophecy from God that there were coming people with white skins. Now, they'd never seen a white person yet. And so this was really strange. This is going to be a race of white people who would come, and they would have in their hands leaves bound together. And they should listen to what was in the leaves bound together. And of course, that was a reference to the Bible. There was a number of tribes that received this kind of word about the leaves bound together, brought by either white people or people wearing black robes. And I saw again and again these prophecies, and they blew me away. Because you see, it's not the white man's religion. We're not talking about something like that. That's the main paradigm. It's the main way we think about white people sharing their faith with natives. The picture we get is Jesus himself is the King of Heaven, and he's in charge of how his kingdom advances to new tribes and new people groups. And here he's using his own methods through the power of the Holy Spirit to begin to attract people to himself. So I was just floored by all of these things that God was showing me about what Jesus had done through the power of the Holy Spirit to begin to speak his heart to the tribes of the Columbia Plateau.